or assigned it to the pharmacist as well. So hence, even with summary care records, they're accessing it, prescribing, they're accessing it, but there is an additional cost of recouping that money back from the PPA, prescribing and pricing authority, I believe that's called, and PPA. So all this process gets streamlined where pharmacists don't need to do the paperwork and all sorts of things. So we have implemented there, and I'm sure it will start getting implemented in secondary care as well very soon. Thank you.
Fantastic. Next question. Can you pass the mic, please? Microphone. Yeah.
Hi, I'm a data guy, so I have 2 complaint stores and NHS right from the beginning. I came into this country in 2003 and registered myself into the NHS. I came from Germany, and my date of birth is January 9th and the reverse date, number 1. Okay, and it almost 3 attempts or 4 attempts, 4 years it took for the systems to automatically correct it. It's like whenever I go to somewhere else, it always reverses back. So that's one which I noticed. That there is something called, in data, there are 2 types of errors. One is syntax error. If in case you say that the patient has to be between 9 to 13 years old, if you type 8, it will figure out that there is an error. Okay, it's outlier, right? 14, it will figure out. But instead of 9, if you type 10 or 11, it will just accept it because it is a semantic error. That means the error that can't be caught by the computer. It's always an issue. Now I have a very serious issue which I faced. I was blessed by, my boy is now 10 years, and when he was born, I'm a practicing Hindu, that be a Hindu priest. Okay, and one day he was in trouble when he was 1 year old, and we took him to the hospital. And there is this very completely veiled lady came, a doctor, very compassionate, very patient, and I was particularly very caught like the way of she was showing attention, and all of a sudden when she removed his diaper, she noticed and she asked me, why did you do the same thing? Well, like, and then this really happened to me, okay? And then I went to the monitor where the voice records are actually, kept. And then there I noticed the religion is brought as Muslim. Okay, and this happened to me really. I mean, I will stand by what I am saying. And so then I was upset. Naturally, I get upset because I never said that. And I'm a Hindu priest, and how would I write my son's name as Muslim and religion as Muslim? But it was recorded like that, right? So I almost went mental, and how dare you write that? And then I asked them to correct it. They corrected it. They said may have been a clerical error. But the system continued having him as Muslim. So when you say that there is a kind of, because I'm a data person, so I understand when you write the data, something called, master data governance, right? So when the master data governance is missing in the NHS, maybe that is the reason they sunk some 2 billion or 3 billion. And I always held this grudge that, these guys know nothing about data, and they speak a lot. And apologies to, I'm not happy. I'm still not happy because I'm a data person. I don't like the way that they hold the data. Not about you. This is brilliant, but basically overall the system. And the second towards you, sir, Mr. Parikh, then what I felt towards the amount of medicine, it's staggering. The kind of medicine. Are we killing 15% of the people by poisoning them? Like so much medicine. Is there any who actually decides what medicine is actually given to the NHS patients or the UK citizens? Is it the medical companies or is it the pharmaceutical companies which actually pressurize? Is there any lobbying body? Because I was so surprised. Till this time I didn't know that so much money, almost $500 billion. That's a lot of poison. Sorry about this.
So two things. First thing is that thanks for bringing those gaps to the attention, because the whole purpose, what we kind of plan to do, the Future of Health conference, was to get involvement and what are the gaps in the healthcare system and how we can kind of improve or build in the system or do. So hopefully we'll feed that in and try and improve it. And as you know, nothing works in one day. But as long as we keep on getting the feedback and where the gaps are, we'll try and improvise the system. NHS is a big elephant.
Absolutely. And I would advise you, for the first point where you try to change something, there is something called patient demographic services, PDS, so which is managed by your GP record. So no matter how many times you change your name in hospital, you cannot change on the national record because your GP, again I'm stressing, your GP is the data holder for you. He is responsible for quality assurance of your data. He is responsible for the, of course I will not individually say GP or he or she is responsible for the security. It's all embedded in the system, security of the system. But if you want to change anything on national record, because when you registered, somebody put your date of birth incorrectly. You realize this when you went to acute care setting, which is a secondary care, which is a hospital. So they can't change anything. It's other way around now. So what happens? So just to close it. Education. And so sorry, so how does it work? So you have so there's a smart card into the surgery. The person has registered you onto the spine. It's a centralized database. It's a demographic database. You get registered onto it. You go to the hospital, you change your details. You say, forget about even date of birth, you change your phone number, basically. Next time, in the GP practice, when they will open the record again, it will pop up a box saying, there is a comparison between the current account surgery holds and there is a secondary account, the changes which have been requested in the hospital. Now the GP again makes a decision for you, which one is correct. Phone number is okay, we can accept it, but every time you change a date of birth, you need to go to your GP and inform them. GP cannot openly accept your change of date of birth in hospital because it changes the whole ball game. You can take this document as a legal document that how old are you if it's a GP record. So hence there are a lot of legalities around it, and as I said, I've been stressing around GP data is the main data. It is the main electronic patient record which is connected to national database. So please bear with us. It's a big organization, big beast to handle, big ship to steer. Change is always difficult. And then at the end of the day, individual, like the Muslim or Hindu thing you said, it's an error which has been made. Again, go back to the GP and get it corrected. Nobody else can do it for you. Nobody else. Thank you.
So, you're happy with that? Next question. Sure.
Mahendra Jadeja, thank you for actually eye-opening, completely presentation. I've been head of the Gujarati community, which is 1.6 million total Indian, is 850,000 Gujaratis. And I like the way you said, how can we streamline, which is, the doctor said that. Yes, what are the steps is being taken by the GMC Council? Have they, actually escalate towards the community? Because it's a lack of information coming to the community and community leader like myself, which is I'm a bit surprised, and I would love to help. Being a British Indian, how can I help to our country, because it is our company, our country, and we have to reduce that. If I can be helpful for any reason, anywhere, then I'm happy to do that. Now, personal base, like gentleman at the back, Madhwaji just said that 2 weeks ago, my wife went to the GP. She had the ear operation, the privately done, but the record is always by the GP. And they said, I got another problem, or I'm having a problem there. He could not find the whole record. Now you said, the GP is actually and if GP hasn't got it, how do we, find out who will be the responsible for that sort of a record there? And I actually defend the doctor. I said, look, don't blame the doctor. Oh, how comes this new doctor hasn't got it? He should have taken it from the different doctor or previous doctor. But the previous doctor and new doctor, they don't go through each and every one. It's just I think it's a change, taking over the data. What they're, how comes they're missing that? Third, if I may ask, if you are streamlining the medicine, you go through the pharmaceutical. Have you ever thought about it, centralizing either like an Amazon type, the medicines, whereby the doctor, you press the button, go to the Amazon, or people like a home, and they deliver within the few hours to the patient home. And that could be there is an opportunity for the business community whereby they can directly import the medicine, can get cheaper, and can be the money saving for the NHS.
Just to answer this question, I think first of all, being Gujarati, you are reducing the business for Gujaratis because most of the pharmacists are Gujaratis. so I would recommend. So a lot of pharmacists are Gujaratis.
Can I answer it? Please. I was the first Gujarati, the national president of the retail sector of the United Kingdom. Right. I was the first one in the country to introduce the EPOS system before the W.S. Smith. I was the first one to introduce the ATM machine in the retail sector. I have gone through that. Being a Gujarati, government doesn't think that way. Government thinks, where can they save money? So I'm just defending that one.
So just two quick points. The first one is for Trista. You know, the network works. You have got million people, Gujaratis network, and the head is sitting here, connect, and he has volunteered to help you out. Take the opportunity, make it better for you and for patient care. So that is the first point. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We work with patient groups and public groups a great deal, so it'd be wonderful to link in with you. I can speak with you later, but to provide information for others as well. On the website, whether you're interested in giving your views around standards and ethics, whether you're interested in how we handle fitness to practice, there is opportunity and scope to get properly involved in work, so you can be on the boards that create the standards for child protection, for example. So there's plenty of opportunity. It's all on the gmc.org.uk website, but yes, I can speak with you offline about specific examples as well.
Fantastic. The second part is that innovation works, and this is now fertile ideas coming. Long ago, I have developed an idea into action model, which has been trademarked, and it's an 8-step process. So I think you started the first thing. What is the idea? Now is the replication of idea and going through the steps. And I think that's a fantastic thing. And in the hospital, just to give you that, robotic system works in hospital. So Ward 37, order, they press the button, this is the medicine needed, goes into the pharmacy, the robot goes and picks the medicine from that particular shelf, that particular strength of medicine, put it in the little box. That box gets transported electronically through a little vacuum jar, vacuum tunnel, goes into the ward, and you have got this medicine. So you don't have to go all the way down queuing there. The medicine gets delivered in the ward and the nurse delivers to the patient. Now, the next step will be delivery of the similar system to the patient's home. How long tunnel, the vacuum tunnel needs to be? It's an interesting concept.
Maybe drones.
Sorry?
The drone technology.
Absolutely. Drone is what is delivering home, the Amazon technology.
Good idea, very good idea.
Well, I tell you, and I can say that if you don't see within a year or two this, what I'm saying to you, and then I'm happy to bow down to everyone there. You watch that this thing will happen.
Exactly. That's perfect. And that must happen, because when the technology is there at some part, it's just a matter of transporting the same technology into the other sector. And for whom? Better patient care, for which all of us live. Patients are the clients for the health industry. Similar as some client for W.H. Smith or for Amazon. So I think you're absolutely right. So that is good. Thank you very much for bringing the idea here. Last question, short.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Divakar. I'm a psychologist. I wonder, Trista, that in psychiatry there is a higher level of
do we have a microphone for that?
there is a higher level of complaint. Do you know what kind of complaints GMC is experiencing?